promoting women into positions of power. That's my mantra, really.
I've never heard you say that.
Oh, my back hurts from carrying all my sisters all the time. Ow!
The Homer.
Okay, well, I'll see you around.
Yeah, you definitely will, because I'll be at my desk all day.
Okay, well, I'll see you there.
You will for the next 9 hours.
Any questions? What does this monstrosity cost? Jerry, what's the sticker price? Hit that. $82,000! This monstrosity cost $82,000! What have I done? I mean, the zoo was fun, but I'm ruined!
Alrighty, Amazon trailer for the latest The Office remake, Australia edition. Here we go.
Big announcement. Can I have a drum roll, please? The drum roll, Lloyd.
Hey, it's the guy from What We Do in the Shadows, the movie. What is he doing here? He's not Australian.
People ask me, how can I become a great boss? And the answer is having a happy staff that love you.
This really does feel like, for those that are just kind of, everything's going woke at the moment and diversity, and I'm going to put in that clip of South Park where Carmen's just like, fuck it, put a chick in it and make it gay. That's like just giving all support to that kind of motion.
Hey, John, nightmare.
As of today, we are all back in the office full time. What?
That's not good news.
I'm promoting you to productivity manager.
Yes, sir. Do I want to?
Wow, I like how they've like, it's like they've again replaced like the main characters. Like that's obviously meant to be Dwight Schrute. And it's again just like, it seems like they're trying to go for the whole, supporting, diversity and changing it up and kind of giving credit to, I guess, a different type of cast or different kind of actors that might not normally be there. And I can just see people just hating on this immediately. I mean, to her credit, her face does kind of look semi-humorous, but I think part of that is also largely from what I, am a fan of Dwight, the original Dwight, and that kind of parted hair look, which is semi-loosely based off the original from the UK, but I think the Americans did their own style particularly. So, I can't hate on this actress. She's probably doing the best that there is so far.
Support the vision of my branch manager at all costs.
Is this the dark web?
No, it's not the dark web. Is that Lizzie?
Okay.
The perks of coming to work. Riling
That
up
would
Lizzie,
never happen.
Flirting. Watching Nick rile up Lizzie.
What's his name?
My crow's name is Russell.
Hello, Russ.
So, I don't mind the whole Jim and Pam being kind of just swapped out. Like, they seem okay-ish enough. But it gets to a point where I'm like, why are we going into like a crow? And is that what they think about when it's like Australian? Like I'm surprised it's not a magpie. Because it could be at this point where it's just like, oh, what's an animal that's like you can kind of keep in the office, and it's kind of funny and it's Australian. It's crows. Yeah, it's semi-realistic. Yeah, let's just put it in there. And I'm like, huh?
My crow's name is
Hey, Rusty, how are you, mate?
No. We lost one of our...
And is that like meant to be like a gag? Like it's already like a minute in. Like what has been funny so far?
of our own last week.
Brian died.
We were so close. He's always in my heart.
Oh, is he the tall, sad one?
Yeah.
No, he was the short and smiley one.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
What nationality is he?
What sexual identity is he? Doesn't feel relevant, does it?
Hannah is a riddle swallowed by an idiot and shut out by a moron.
Those people are like family to me.
How is this like?
Throw them out on the street.
The daily commute is killing me.
Is someone
Like,
sleeping
where are
in
the
here?
I don't want
jokes?
anyone knowing about it. It's not a big deal. It's been
I feel bad for him. Like he's above this as a role. I feel he was fantastic in What We Do in the Shadows, and I'm just like, what is he doing here? Like, this role is beneath him. Don't do this money grabbing kind of just the cash grab. That's what it feels like, and it's just like a rehash over like 10. I don't know how many of the Office remakes have there been in every country. I swear to God, there's probably like been 10 to 15.
4 nights this week. It's nothing.
It's the race that stops the nation.
Why do they have to cover the Melbourne? I guess that's like another like. I'm just very like, what are some Aussie cultural events that we can kind of discuss and that's unique for our show compared to any other country? Yeah, Melbourne Cup. Let's just throw that in there. And
Giddy up. It's awake, but I want people to feel awake.
hey, it's the guy from Talk to Me.
I don't want to be on the committee.
I understand
They're also above this show, I would say.
that, but you're also the oldest and closest to the end, so I would really love your buy-in on this event, okay?
If I die while I'm still working here, please don't let this happen.
Promoting women into positions of power. That's my mantra, really.
I've never heard you say that.
Oh, my back hurts from carrying all my sisters all the time. Ow!
Okay, well, I'll see you around.
Yeah, you definitely will, because I'll be at my desk all day.
Okay, well, I'll
It's like even like they're trying to be self-aware with that whole kind of feminist type of joke, carrying all my sisters and, you know, promoting women. And, you know, they obviously know that they've casted like a female lead, and they're introducing kind of almost like gender role reversals with, you know, a few other characters becoming women, whereas before you might have seen them as men. And it's like, okay, you're self-aware and you're kind of doing that in the show and you're making a joke about it, but like meta jokes aren't always funny just because they're meta in that way, and they just like come across as just average, very to the point where it's like super cringeworthy. That's how I feel about it.
I'll see you there.
You will for the next 9 hours.
And again, like that face is like that's the face you just have throughout this whole trailer. But just like the whole first minute, and like if this is the trailer, right? And it's meant to be something that sells the show, that, you know, people are going to watch this and they're going to be like, man, I have to check out this show, right? And you think that you'd have the best of the best, or at least enough, you know, genuinely interesting clips to throw in there. But for whatever reason, whoever put this together either was working with terrible material to begin with, or has done just a bad job. I mean, it could be a mix. I think that the editor has done enough to try their best to pull something out of the heap of rubbish. But I would suspect that it's the former, and that they've had just horrendous material, and they're like, all right, what's funny in this show again? Yeah, maybe this line about, you know, the feminists and carrying the sisters, and oh yeah, maybe the dark web, and oh, what about, you know, going back to the office? That's real funny. Yeah. No one likes that. And it's a good group shot. We can kind of show everyone there, and it's like, okay. Again, it's just like none of these jokes are just landing. And if this is like the best that we have, I genuinely cannot wait to see how bad the rest of the show is. And for those who know anything about Australian TV shows or movies, The Office Australia has essentially been done already. We've done that in another TV show called Utopia, which genuinely is far, far better than this by a long shot. I'm not saying it's like a masterpiece, and I haven't seen the whole thing. From the few episodes that I've watched, I think about the first 5, you kind of get the gist of what it's like, and it's all about government, social politics, but just the way government offices are run. And it's a very, I would say, an accurate depiction that's super frustrating in a humorous but also really deeply frustrating way, because you just know that your taxpayer dollars are going towards people like that in real life who are just wasting time and they're so inefficient at their job. So that show Utopia does it very well in terms of capturing that kind of, frustrating, awkward office humor in a very refreshing, I would say, unique, like, it's not just kind of taking a concept like The Office and trying to do its own thing on it. It's like, expanding upon it. It's showing a new world in the government and showing what it's like there in a very funny way. And it does a great job. And we already have an Office version of Australia in that show right there. You don't need another one, and you don't need this. Likewise, there's another show called Fisk, which I haven't seen, but again, some clips of it are very similar to it. And that's also much better, just from what I've seen from the clips wise. But here, this is like, what are we doing here? Like, this is just like such a fake imitation of us trying to be funny. And look, I haven't seen, we haven't seen it, hasn't come out yet, but I, fathom to think about what is going to be on October 18th. What's the first episode going to be like? And I love, let me indulge in some of these comments here. This trailer has killed more people than the Scranton Strangler ever did. Top comment. Dear Prime, it's not too late to delete this. And we thought the breakdancing was the worst Australia would put out this year. If someone says something like the comment section is like the biggest, it's got more comedy than the actual trailer. And it's like a whole section dedicated to just roasting the trailer. If they showed the Oz version of The Office on a plane, people would walk out. I've been confined to a wheelchair for the past 20 years, and I stood up and just walked to turn it off. I think, this sums it up. Our bold choice to put online trailer for comedy show without a single joke. Oh my goodness. And I have to go to check the Facebook comments because I was seeing that today. And man, some of the gifts. Where is it? Here we go. People just posting like gifs and just like dumb comments like, who asked for this? Yeah, where did this even come from? They're just like, you know what this world needs? The Office, but Australia version. Is it a TV Office? Come on, man. Come on, man. Oh, Lord. Well, someone says, all right, I'll give it a chance. I need a new watch for fall. Really? Really? What are we doing? Come on, man. Surely we're better than this. It's just existing IP. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Why do we need it? Why can't we just move on? Let's do something that is something a little bit more creative. Have a genuine risk once in your life. This is what I was reading today. Has a show ever been cancelled after just the trailer? Even before it shows the pilot episode on TV. Oh, Lord. Most people hated the US version until the second season. I'm going to stand by this one and see if it gets good. Oh, you're very nice, but I don't think that's going to happen. I would like to apologize to the rest of the world for what we have done here. Yeah, that's definitely how I feel. And yeah, look, someone said Utopia does a smashing job of Aussie Office satire. Exactly. If you want something, Aussie Office, just check out Utopia. You won't regret it. Genuinely more funnier than this show. What to expect in one word. Here we go.
What to expect from The Office in one word. Chaos?
Camaraderie. I'll keep you updated. Hey, Nick.
What's with this like background music? It's like just for laughs background music. Like just listen to it. It's like almost trying to remind you like, this is funny, you should be laughing. This is funny.
Shattered dreams. Permission to give you an awkward hug?
I'm going to exercise the right to say no on that.
Yeah, nice. That's
Australia.
Inside this garage are some of Australia's most dangerous animals.
Why? Like, I mean, I guess you just have to lean into some of the Australian stereotypes at this point. But like, it just feels like such B-level humor, like very surface level. Like, what do people think of when they think of Australian humor? Like, oh yeah, dangerous animals, you know, let's get like some snakes and stuff. And oh, there's a cockatoo and he's drinking from a VB can and like, and it's not even like, they're like making fun of it. Like they're just trying to pretend like that's realistic, like that's actual Australian life. Like, yeah, like maybe in the 60s. Like, and I get like, it's all right, it's our stereotype. That's kind of like, you know, always going to be our stereotype, and sure, but like no one's really like that. No one's like that. It's not realistic. Like Utopia is realistic, and that's the funny part of it. If you're trying to make this kind of feel realistic, that's not like at all what Australian lifestyle is. And even like the original Office and the US Office, they were kind of, you know, that was part of their charm. It was lampooning kind of naturalism in the office setting. Like, this is just ridiculous.
Weird.
Hey, Nick, I'm not having sex with you, yeah? All right, so forget about it. Us three, it's not going to happen.
It's a wake, mate. It's a wake.
Like, the world is just like going down in flames on what to expect from the Aussie version and on our wonderful show, The Project. Just another pile of trash that I can't believe is still out.
Now, our next guest is trying her hand at gentle parenting.
If you have ever seen an adult gentle parenting their child and you've felt sorry for them or embarrassed for them, well, let me tell you something. That is the correct feeling to have. Because it is embarrassing trying to reason with a 2-foot despot. Every day having conversations like this. Honey, when you hit mummy in the skull with a roller skate, I felt sad.
Been there. Please welcome Felicity Moore.
Like, that's just one joke I've heard of her. I don't know this comedian. Maybe there's better stuff. Yes, that's more realistic than any of the jokes I've seen on the trailer so far, but like, is that the best clip that we have of her? Like, are we choosing this person to be the Michael Scott, one of the funniest, you know, well-known characters in all of comedy TV history? Based like on that? What?
Yes, correct. Come on, mate. Now, you say gentle parenting, but don't you really mean hostile negotiation?
Yes, I do. Do you know what? I put that clip up on my Instagram page, and it must have been shared with a few little mothers groups, and they had some opinions. There was lots of, that's not gentle parenting, that's complacent parenting, and that's the ruin of society. I'm like, oh my God, get a job.
What is gentle parenting?
I like that's a side tangent, but I suspect that like parents are like kind of just like, well, I don't know. Parents get very offensive regarding any term of, you know, any, you know, description of how they're parenting, any kind of semi passive aggressiveness, you know, towards their style. But I would love if just some of those comments were like, this is not funny. This is just a terrible comedian and you don't know how to parent at all.
I don't know, mate, but apparently I'm doing it wrong.
Yeah, okay. I do believe, by the way, most mothers do have a job.
Yeah, no, obviously. Yeah. No, I don't want to rag on other mums, just those ones.
Now, Felicity, you live in the UK now. Oh, thank you. And,
yeah, I do that with,
That's actually more funny. That part's actually more funny because she's doing something off the cuff.
It's
You live
been
in
a
the UK.
heavy episode. And
It
I
has
think,
been a heavy
I think
episode.
we need some hand slapping.
How was the journey back home?
How was the journey back home? Okay. So the day that I flew over here, I think that what this episode of this show needs is a very intense story about the day I left to come to Australia, and I had to do a poo in a bin. Hi, Mum. She is watching. This is so embarrassing. I don't know what I'm telling you, but I went to go to the toilet. I said, Mummy's got to do a poo-poo. This is before I dropped my son off at his grandparents before I came over here. And then I go up and then he's like, Mummy, I've got to do a poo-poo. He's English. I'm not just making fun of him. and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll go first. And he goes, no, I need to go now. I'm like, okay. And so he sat on the toilet and I'm like, I'm going to have to make myself busy. I'm sweating here. And I'm like cleaning the house. And then I'm like, how are you going, honey? He's like, I'm not finished. I'm like, cool. And then, why am I saying this on national television? I had nowhere else to go. We've got one toilet. Everyone can see my garden. So I got a plastic bag and put it in a waste paper bin. I went in the lounge room, had to do a little poo in my own in the lounge.
I was not expecting that story. Like, are you kidding me right now? Like, what is this? And you can kind of feel like the awkwardness of someone's like, I think in the audience, they're like, why don't you just take the kid off the toilet seat and just say, sorry, Mummy needs to go now? Like, you don't need to create this whole scenario for yourself. Like, I bet she was thinking like, this will be a funny story. Oh, I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this as part of my comedic skit later. Yeah, this will be good. This will be good. Like, no one's like laughing at this. They're just kind of like, are you serious right now?
Oh, sure.
In your lounge room? In your lounge room?
Well, we've got bifold doors and glass doors on the side of the kitchen so the neighbours could see.
In the hallway.
You would think the hallway, but I don't know, maybe I wanted a door, a bit of privacy.
Did the neighbours applaud like our audience?
Yeah. I heard this clapping. I'm like, what? It was a good poo. Yeah, you're right. Thank you.
Back yourself up with a high point.
Yeah.
A high point of parenting.
Oh, a high point of parenting. Yeah. Oh, look, I don't have a high point of parenting, but I tell you what I did this morning. I went to... Sorry, I got in yesterday from England and I can barely speak. I tell you what, hi. Yeah, I'm lightly medicated.
I mean, again, maybe this is just not like she's saying that she just came back from travels. Maybe this is not the best interview of her, but something very hyperactive and I don't know, a little bit all over the place. And I guess the whole shtick is kind of leaning into the self-deprecating kind of humor. I sympathize with her for a little bit, you know. I feel it's just not hitting. Just none of the jokes are kind of landing right now.
I went to the pool with Celia Pacquola this morning, and the place that we went to had this massive children's water park area, and they've got a water slide, and there were no kids on there. So Buggerlugs here jumped on a little water slide, had the time of her life. But the great thing was there was like a 20-year-old lifeguard at the bottom that has to watch. So she's just watching some 43-year-old idiot going, whee! Like, you are too old for this, ma'am.
You are not too old to do a national tour, and it's great that you...
This is just not funny. Well, who says Buggerlugs that just like goes into a story about being too old and to go on and this is like mom humor. This is a perfect mom humor. That's exactly what it is.
Tour, and it's great that you...
Well, I am, but I'm doing it anyway.
It's your first national tour in 5 years.
Yes.
So what are we going to get?
Look, you're not going to learn anything, I'll tell you that much. There's no meaning, there's no theme. Right. It's funny for an hour.
Good.
It's this for an hour. So if you're not into this, do not come. It's not any different than this. It's a breakdown through jokes.
It's the best kind of breakdown.
Yeah. It's the only kind of breakdown.
Hey, by the way, now an Australian version of The Office.
Yes.
This has been in the works for a while.
It's been made. It's been filmed.
You are the Ricky...
It's in the can.
Oh so you are the Ricky Gervais...
I'm the Ricky Gervais.
You're David Brent.
I'm David Brent.
Are you Steve Carell? I'm
whatever you want me to be.
Really?
That was gross. Sorry. I'm the lead.
Not really that gross.
They've done a female remake of The Office, and I'm the lead, and it'll come out sometime this year. And it was the greatest job I'll ever have in my life. And let me tell you something. The great thing about getting something this wonderful late.
Well, at least she's like kind of acknowledging how lucky and grateful she is, and I think she obviously respects the whole stature of the show and what it means to people and the history behind it and kind of the legacy it still has today. And she's clearly respectful of that. So at least she has that. But also what's going on is it seems like she's talking on for too long and the show is playing her off. This is their segment. They're like playing, they played the Oscar music and they're playing her off. What the hell?
Late in my life is that I'm really humble about it because it might not ever happen again. Yeah, so I'm very delighted.
Your show, Will, it's called I'm Exhausting. It's at the Melbourne Comedy Festival. Please, stay with us.
The top comment of this video, the last 50 seconds is about the Office remake. Yeah, because the video is kind of saying Felicity Award and what to expect, and you're like, oh, where are they talking about this? And you're like, oh, it's like literally at the very end. Basically, the worst kind of clickbait. The first 4.5 minutes is just nightmare fuel. I love The Office. I love Australia, but this can't be good. Oh man, little does you know. Yeah, this is gonna blow. Oh no. What fresh hell is this? Do not release this to the world. Man, these people like called it way before the trailer was even out, and they're like, yeah, it's awful. Mr. President, a second plate is hit female comedy. Oh, man. Yeah, someone, I guess, did talk about how it's like a female remake instead of just saying an Australian version of The Office. Semi, again, supports the whole / woke diversity agenda that's kind of going on in a lot of TV shows and movies. So obnoxious and annoying. Yeah, I think that is a part of that irritants. That's a good label. I was just trying to think, like, she's not trying to be obnoxious, but I think she comes across a little bit like that. Or just a little bit too much. Like, she's just trying too hard to be funny and maybe please people. Just needs to be a bit more relaxed and chill about things. Because it kind of comes across as something like, yeah, a bit more obnoxious and trying to do these self-deprecating humors and being like, oh, I can't believe I'm saying this on national TV and I'm doing this, crazy thing and I'm pooping in my living room and I just got back from, the trip from the UK and oh, my son's, don't worry, he's British. I'm not just, doing that as an accent. He's actually British, etc., etc. It's like, okay, we get it. And I think this is good to sum it up. A female Michael Scott kind of goes against everything Michael Scott is about. But we'll see if they're able to pull it off. Yes, we will. And from what I've seen in the trailer, I really doubt that is the case. But I can't wait for October 18th.
What are your thoughts on the new creative team at Fenton Stevens?
Yeah.